Hello and welcome to Newsroom series as we beam a spotlight on the northwestern part of the country for today's edition. But first, a reconciliation meeting has been reconvened by the federal government through the Ministry of Labor to resolve the face-off between labor unions and the Dangote Group in Abuja. At that meeting, it was attended by the Ministers of Labor, representatives of the Nigeria Labour Congress, the Trade Union Congress, the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, and the Dangote Group. After the meeting, the journalists were told by the unions that the industrial action will continue until reason prevails. Vice President Kashim Shettima says that for Africa to catch up on global development, African countries must embrace structural transformation that invests in human capital development. He stated this at the opening of a three-day annual conference of the Nigerian Economic Society in Abuja. He also says Africa has no business with poverty if it harnesses its human and natural resources. The Vice President noted that the reform being implemented by the President are not to be a burden to the people, but to ensure the socio-economic transformation of the country's economy. He expressed confidence that the reform of government is yielding results with noticeable improvement in Nigeria's foreign reserves as well as balance of trade. Governor Obasani of Kaduna State insists that no community will be left behind in his administration's rural and urban transformation agenda. Governor Stanley stressed that the government is committed to delivering inclusive development through road projects and other socio-economic programs. He made the declaration while flagging off the construction of road projects in Kaduna local government area of the state.
McCarthy, the hometown of former Kaduna State Governor Senator Ahmed McCarthy, is a farming community and one of the state's leading producers of maize, tomatoes, sugarcane, and soybeans.
Oh, I like this glass.
But for the past 10 years, McCarthy has been among the 12 local government areas in Kaduna State that did not benefit from completed road projects. That changes as Governor Obasani arrives in McCarthy to flag off the Durham to Korontumawa Road. Excited residents roll out their drums to welcome the governor and his team. The presentation of sugarcane and maize to the governor reflects the people's joy over the project.
We have been waiting for this opportunity for the past 30 years. The government before you, Governor El-Rufai, did not give us even a block in McCarthy. But under your leadership, schools and hospitals have been renovated, roads are being constructed, and peace has returned. We are especially grateful for the training medical center here in McCarthy.
In his remarks, Governor Sani laments that 12 local governments in Kaduna were sidelined in road and infrastructure projects by past administrations. He promises to correct the imbalance by ensuring that all 23 local governments benefit under his administration.
We realize that there are about 12 local governments. Kaduna is one of the local governments that have not witnessed 1 kilometer road in the last 12 years. For me, it's unfortunate, it's unacceptable. Kaduna is not only Kaduna town. Kaduna is about the 23 local governments that form Kaduna State. Today we are a Kaduna local government and we are trying to address that problem. Just like Kaduna local government, in the last 2 years, we have taken development to all the 23 local governments of Kaduna State.
After his speech, Governor Sani cuts the tape and switches on a bulldozer, officially launching the road construction. From McCarthy, the governor moves to neighboring Kudan local government to perform the groundbreaking for the reconstruction of Hunkuyi Junction, Unguwan-Rimi-Basawa Junction Road, which links Kudan to Sabongeri local government. The road is part of his administration's broader infrastructure renewal agenda, aimed at opening up rural communities, making movement of goods and services easier, and boosting economic activities.
We're taking road infrastructure to every local government because we believe we must connect our farms with our markets if we really want to address the issue of economic prosperity of our people.
Since assuming office, Governor Obasani's administration has awarded more than 89 road projects, with 44 completed so far.
Today we are here with His Excellency and for the groundbreaking. So the people of Buda local government are highly excited. We are happy, and inshallah, during 2027 election, the people of Buda local government will definitely, compensate or reward His Excellency with like more than 80% of the votes of Buda local government, inshallah.
The governor insists that infrastructure development is not a privilege, but a constitutional responsibility that every government owes its people.
A community accountability forum on peace and security has been held in Zamfara State as part of efforts to strengthen grassroots involvement in addressing insecurity in the state. The forum, organized by the Clean Foundation under the Community Peace Monitors (CPM) initiative, brought together community members and security agencies to review progress made in local peace building and explore ways to sustain security collaboration beyond the CPM project.
Concerned citizens in Zamfara communities, security agencies, and civil society groups gather in Gusau, the state capital, to assess the impact of the Community Peace Monitors initiative and explore new strategies for improving peace and security.
Without traditional rulers.
The forum provides a platform for communities to evaluate the work of security agencies and peace monitors in their areas, promote accountability, and strengthen cooperation between civilians and security institutions. The legal officer of 1 Brigade, Nigerian Army Gusau, Lieutenant Kabir Alawaye, explains that the intelligence gathering remains the most effective tool in tackling insecurity in the Northwest.
There is a theater here now where all components of the security agencies in Nigeria, particularly in Zamfara State or in Northwest region, are incorporated into the theater. We have the police component, we have the civil defense component, we have the immigration, we have the custom. Everybody. The purpose is to share intelligence.
Program manager of Clean Foundation, Ebere Mbago, notes that the project has improved the relationship between security agencies and civilians in Zamfara, especially in intelligence sharing and conflict mediation.
This project has had many impacts. First of all, it has promoted the peace in the state. It has promoted the working relationship between the security agencies and the civilian in Zamfara State. They have worked collaboratively and to promote peace and security in their various communities.
Participants at the forum also pledged their support to work closely with security agencies and stakeholders to sustain peace and stability in their communities.
As a responsible peace monitor, we are trained on this community accountability forum on peace and security. So why Clean Foundation has trained on all relevant stakeholders to be incorporated together. That's why we can show sustainability of this project.
At the end of the meeting, a policy brief titled Building Resilient and Inclusive Local Peace and Security Structures, the Untapped Potentials in Zamfara, is presented to the Community Peace Monitors. The document outlines urgent challenges and offers practical recommendations for the Zamfara state government, law enforcement agencies, the armed forces, and traditional institutions.
The Jigawa state government, in partnership with UNICEF and the UK government, are unveiling newly upgraded schools and health facilities built to withstand floods and extreme weather. The move comes as climate change continues to disrupt basic services across Nigeria, reportedly. The initiative, called Climate Resilient Infrastructure for Basic Services, CRIBS, is part of a wider effort to protect vulnerable communities in one of the country's most flood-prone states. Sadiq Ilyasu reports.
In Jigawa State, where flooding displaces thousands each year, access to basic education, healthcare, and clean water is often the first casualty. But a new initiative is changing that narrative. Under the Climate Resilient Infrastructure for Basic Services project, cribs, dozens of primary schools, health centers, and water systems have been rebuilt or reinforced to survive future climate shocks.
As we are generally aware, Jigawa State has over the years been devastated by perennial flood with the catastrophic damage to physical infrastructure, including roads, schools, health facilities, loss of livelihood, and most often with the severe loss of lives. This also comes with significant disruption to smooth service delivery in the two key sectors of education and health, with a direct negative impact on government's effort toward ensuring that children survive, grow, learn, and fulfill their potentials in life.
The latest commissioning took place in Chamo, where a primary school and a health center were officially unveiled, built to withstand heavy rains, high temperatures, and strong winds.
In Jigawa, it's more than just a handover of buildings. It's a promise kept to children, families, and communities who deserve safe spaces to learn, to grow, and to receive care. The Climate Resilient Infrastructure for Basic Services project, supported by the United Kingdom government, was launched last year with a simple but powerful vision to make sure that essential services can withstand the shocks of climate change, whether floods, heat waves, drought, or storm.
According to stakeholders, the impact goes beyond infrastructure. It's about protecting children's right to learn and people's right to stay healthy, even as climate conditions grow more extreme.
We have modelled this in 84 different facilities. That's over 80 facilities across the state. We're very proud of that. And through this, we hope to help transform the sector, including the work of the federal government to transform the sector so that it is sustainable and it carries on and continues long beyond the...
The commissioning marks a critical step towards safeguarding basic services in Jigawa State as climate impacts intensify. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, Kano State is witnessing a surge in malaria cases as the rain sets in. Official records show that the state recorded an estimated 2 million infections in 2024, raising new concern about the impact of the disease on public health. Now, according to the Kano State government, malaria prevalence remains high, with around 40% of residents affected. In this report, our correspondent Abubakar Saliu examines how the ancient city is coping with the challenge.
Most of the patients at the outpatient unit of the Kano Teaching Hospital are infected with malaria parasite who are waiting to access care. According to the 2022 World Malaria Report, Nigeria faces the highest malaria burden in the world, with 27% of world estimated malaria cases and 31% of deaths. In addition, the 2023 malaria report reveals that 73.7% of global deaths from the disease are children below the age of 5. Pregnant women are also at high risk, with an estimated 35.96 million pregnancies in sub-Saharan Africa exposed to malaria infection in 2023. The surge in rainfall has worsened the situation in Kano, where the state government estimated that over 2 million malaria cases were recorded in 2024.
My baby's fever is so traumatizing. I had sleepless nights because he cries a lot.
Health practitioners are alarmed at the dangers of malaria to infants and pregnant women.
Malaria on infants. We know that infants are babies or children that are usually less than 1 year. So their immunity is not very strong. So they are highly susceptible to malaria. So whenever they get infected with malaria, it can lead to anemia, that is breakdown of their blood. It can lead to cerebral malaria, where the malarial parasite can get access into their brain. giving them convulsion and so on and so forth. And a lot of other complications can also happen.
However, the Kano state government has outlined some of the measures being taken to curb the prevalence of malaria in the state.
We have distributed over 7.7 million mosquito nets to households, various households, particularly paying more attention to pregnant mothers. When you look at the environmental factor, the state government has also embarked on desilting all the waterways to ensure there is no stagnation and no multiplication of mosquitoes.
Experts are optimistic that cleaner environment and the integration of malaria vaccines into the childhood immunization programs, along with other prevention strategies, will set the pace towards making Nigeria a malaria-free nation. Abubakar Salihu, Channels Television News.
Communities in Kebbi State are raising an alarm over violence linked to alleged illegal mining activities in Wara District in Gasaki local government area. Local leaders and residents have filed criminal charges against El Tadam Exploration Limited and its Director of Operations, Abdul Hakim Nuhu. The group accuses the company of criminal conspiracy, disturbing public peace and inciting unrest, amongst other things. A magistrate court has now issued an interim order restraining the company from accessing the disputed areas until further notice.
So honestly, we're reporting them on the bringing up disturbances of public peace, obstruction of public peace. Number one, what we're after peace in our community. Doing this is bringing a lot of challenges and insecurity to our community. More especially at this time, at this era, where the issue of insecurity is very, very hazardous. Yes. So this issue of security must be tackled before anything goes further.
Yes, thank you very much.
Meanwhile, Governor Nasir Idris of Kebbi State insists that his administration will only support politicians and contractors who extend government opportunities to their people. He was speaking at the flag-off of an empowerment program in Berlin, Kebbi. The initiative is organized by philanthropist and chairman of the Kebbi State Pilgrims Welfare Agency, Faruku Aliyu.
My hand as a governor can't reach everywhere. That's why we have trusted people in different positions. Where our hands can't reach, theirs will construct, and peace has already returned. We're especially grateful for the Training Medical Center here in Makarfi.
Away from Kebbi State, the Katsina State Governor, Malam Diko Rada, has reaffirmed his government's commitment to uphold the culture and tradition of the people of Katsina and the Daura Emirates. The governor stated this in Daura town in Katsina when he attended the famous Salah Gani Doba, a festival celebrated annually to mark the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad in grand style.
This is Hawan Magajia, the grand finale of the Salah Gani Festival in Daura Town, Katsina State. Friends, families, and well-wishers fill the Kangiwa Square of the Daura Emirate to strengthen bonds and celebrate together. Every year, during the Eid al-Maulud celebration on the 12th of Rabiul Awal, sons and daughters of Daura return home from across the world to take part in this prestigious festival.
I came back from Saudi Arabia just to take part in this celebration. In fact, I am in deep sense of happiness. I am also commending the efforts of our Emir, Umar Farouk, for preserving our culture.
Beside the richly dressed Emir, His Royal Highness Umar Farouk Umar, 20 district heads of the Emirate take turns to showcase the traditions and cultures of Daura. The event is a colorful display of heritage, with traditional title holders parading on horseback, contingents in cultural attire, and drummers filling the air with Hausa rhythms. Katsina State Governor Diko Rada joins thousands of people at the Durbar. He uses the occasion to restate his government's commitment to support traditional institutions, promote the Durbar celebration to international level, and improve the welfare of citizens.
You know, our government since inception has promised to uphold the culture and tradition of the people of Katsina and Daura Emirate, and also to try to support them in whichever way to make this Durbar celebration an international event. And we'll continue to do that, and we'll continue to support the tradition and also enhance their living standard as well.
The festival, now lasting 2 to 3 days instead of 2 weeks, has grown into a major tourist attraction, drawing visitors from around the world to witness its pageantry and cultural pride.
Social media influencers in Sokoto State have been called on to promote the achievements of the APC administration at the state and federal levels. The aim is to enlighten the public about the government's ongoing efforts and developmental strides. The call was made by the Sokoto State Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Dr. Abubakar Zayana, during the flag-off of a training program for 50 social media influencers. The event was organized by the APC Youth Strategic Alliance in Sokoto State. The training is designed to amplify the accomplishments of Governor Ahmed Aliu's administration and strengthen public awareness of its initiatives. The Kano state government has reopened 13 boarding schools that were shut down by the previous administration, marking a major step towards reviving the state's educational sector. Commissioner of Education there disclosed this to journalists, adding that over 1,200 classrooms have been renovated to boost enrollment and improve learning conditions. Our correspondent Sadiq Ilyasu reports.
Kano State, located in Nigeria's northwest region, leads the nation in the number of out-of-school children, with figures estimated at nearly 1 million. Years of neglect under the previous administration left many schools in a state of disrepair, with some completely shut down. In response, Governor Abba Yusuf declared a state of emergency on education to reverse the decline.
With our vision to restore the greatness of education in Kano State, we declared a state of emergency on education to pave way for a holistic approach to revamping our educational system.
The government has renovated thousands of classrooms, provided chairs for students, and supplied learning materials to improve teaching and learning environments.
You see, the project continues. As I'm talking to you now, we are on the process of procuring another 70,000 furnitures and also to distribute the same to our schools. The teaching and learning materials, you also bear me witness because you are there when His Excellency distributed all the learning and teaching materials, and this also will continue. So this is just, to cushion the effect.
This is one of the schools that have been reopened and lessons have continued after undergoing full renovations.
All these structures are being renovated from scratch by this administration for the first 1 or 2 years. And it leads to the massive turnout or the massive admission of students who are within the Ergaya town.
While stakeholders praised the government's initiative, they called for increased support for second chance education programs to address the needs of the older and disadvantaged learners.
One of the biggest gray area in Kano State education that has caused a lot of increase, high increase as far as out-of-school children is concerned in education is closure of all boarding schools, which houses majority of local communities, both girl child and boy child. We have problem of poverty and others in those local communities, a lack of schools there. So the boarding schools house those young girls and young boys.
The reopening of boarding schools signals a renewed commitment to tackling educational inequality and building a more inclusive future for Kano's youth. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
And that's it, our Newsroom series today. Thank you for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay.